What is up, everybody? You are now watching Wrestle Cave's review of Fyter Fest, All Elite Wrestling's Fyter Fest. Now, I am sporting little Sixers here. We lost some people I love, Jimmy Butler, and we lost JJ, but we got some other people, but I'll break that down another day. As far as AEW Fyter Fest goes, me and Ace on our recent episode of the podcast did do a little bit of a review or a preview of this AEW. So I gotta say, Ace, it came down to a couple matches here, but I beat you 6-5. Sorry, buddy. But I'm gonna break down All Elite Wrestling's Fyter Fest right now. We're gonna get into it. I have some notes here I wrote down, so we'll keep them over here. But we're gonna kick it off. But before I kick it off, down here you can see we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Podcasts, you can find our podcast everywhere: Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, everywhere. Like I said, Apple Podcasts everywhere. I'm going to be trying to do these a little bit more, so I might be coming out with you might want to hit subscribe to our channel here, hit the notify bell, like this, leave a comment, but hey, if you like it, if you don't like it, let me know. I'm going to keep doing these. What I want to say before I start all this is that I love all wrestling, so just because I like some things here doesn't mean I'm all AEW. I hate WWE. No, not me. I love Impact. I've just recently, in the last episode of the podcast, me and Ace broke down. I've been to Evolve, not AEW yet. I'm going this summer though, but WWE shows, Evolve, NXT, 2 Impact shows. I was just at Ring of Honor this past Saturday night. I get to all the shows. I like them all. So when I critique or criticize something or say something, it's just I love all wrestling. So having said that, Fyter Fest was fun. They did have a pre-show. Pre-show was this pre-show missed a little bit for me. I liked. I know it was supposed to be comedy. I know it was taking place at the CEO Gaming event. So I understand a lot of what's going on. So before you jump on me for this, I understand that this whole event was kind of a spoof on the Fyter Fest. So I know they were taking shots. I actually liked those shots that they were taking, with the tents, removing the model, having the references to the cheese sandwiches and stuff. I actually liked that stuff. I thought it was funny. Let's kick it off. We'll get right into it. The 3-way tag, SCU versus Best Friends versus Private Party. This match was really, really good. What I will say, I did pick Best Friends to win. Best Friends did win this match. Private Party really, really stood out for many reasons. They have a unique style. They did that one move that I'm sure you've seen in lots of videos where one guy goes up and catches him with his feet. They do a flip, catches him. The person will flip, and then the person will catch him with the cutter. So that was cool if they got to do that again. Everybody in this match really got to show off. Best Friends ultimately won. They hugged it out. I really like their tag team division. I will say all 3 teams in this match are going to be pretty solid. They have the Lucha Brothers. They have the Young Bucks. They could have Cody and Dustin if they want. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus if they want. So I like their tag division right now. And then they have the Dark Order, who cut a promo after this match. The lights went out. And there was a video for the Dark Order, basically making their presence known that they are coming for the Best Friends. So the Best Friends better watch out. That's all I'm going to say. Best Friends better watch out. Then the lights went out. They had the minions come around the ring. There was no actual sign of the 2 mainstays of the Dark Order, 2 leaders, but all the minions, will say, were surrounding the ring. Next up, we had Allie versus Liva Bates. Supposed to be Kylie Ray is what I thought, and we had predicted. So I threw this match out for our predictions. We both did say Kylie Ray was going to win. So Allie did win. I was going to count that, but I didn't. So it didn't have any effect on our predictions here. Good to see Allie get a win. Okay, so what I'm going to say here about Liva Bates and Peter Avalon. Listen to everything I'm going to say. I like Liva Bates. Liva Bates did a really good job on the indies of her cosplay gimmick, where she would dress up from different things from time to time. So I know a lot of people were down when she signed and is competing as the librarian, because they weren't going to get to see her do a lot of those things that she made her own, really. If you remember her, she was Blue Pants back in the day in NXT, and she did great with that too. I think that she's doing pretty good at owning this librarian thing. She's got the outfit. She's handling the gimmick backstage. Her and Peter do a good job of backstage. I thought the little bit that they did with the tent where Peter was inside the tent was pretty cool. What I'm going to say is I think it's going to take a little bit of time for this to really gel outside of the backstage promos and outside of the little vignettes and stuff they do. I think the first shot, the crowd wasn't as into it. I did like the little thing where Peter was reading the book and was tripping her. Tried to trip Allie. It was kind of cool. I did like that they got the books involved, and the book was involved in the ending of the match. I think they're going to have to play around with this one. I think this particular gimmick is going to have a lot of ups and downs. So I'm going to be fair here. I'm going to say that this one kind of missed for me. That's why I'm going to say the pre-show was kind of for me. So I'm going to critique AEW just like I would critique WWE. I gotta keep it real, and that's just how it has to be. I mean, I have to keep it real if we're really gonna play around with this one. I think this particular gimmick is. Ooh, I had to make sure that the levels were all right. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna be fair. I do think it will. They're doing a good job. It just needs to be a thing weekly that's gonna have to be tweaked with as it comes to the librarians. But having said that, I thought it was good overall. It's gonna take some time. I think I like their backstage stuff a lot. I think these guys are gonna eventually get it down. Next, again, listen to everything I'm gonna say about this match. We had Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jabali, who is the CEO of COO, the gaming thing here. So last year they were supposed to have a match at this particular event. And I guess they did, but Jabali, when he was training, apparently got hurt, so he couldn't compete the way he wanted to, but did finish the match and do the match and everything. So here's what I'm going to say about this. I totally get why they had this match. I did like this match. It was fun. But as a bigger company starting up, I maybe wouldn't have put this as the main event of the pre-show. Maybe would have put it first or in the middle here, because Jabali clearly isn't a wrestler, so this is what is probably his second match. Clearly not a wrestler, so we could see that here and there. He was kind of going too fast or too slow or messing up here and there, which is fine. That totally expect that. If I got in there right now, be the same thing. So that's not what I'm getting at. It's just kind of when you're trying, for me, when you're trying to promote this new company, trying to grab in those viewers, which are a lot of the gamers. So they did grab them with putting Jabali in there, but I think maybe not the main event. Just saying, for me. I love Michael Nakazawa. I didn't know who the hell this guy was before AEW turned up, and I really do like this guy. I like his gimmick. I like what he's about. I like the little oil stuff. I like that he's got, you never know what he's going to do. And I like even when Justin Roberts announces him as Nakazawa, like that. I like that. It's different. The guy, I think, is going to be a player for them as far as keeping people entertained. I don't think, by player, I don't mean he's going to be up here in the card, but I think he's going to be able to put on some entertaining stuff for these people. And you've already seen that he can do it in two pay-per-views for him. So again, another thumbs up, thumbs in the middle for me, because I'm just going to be real. I'll critique it just like I would WWE. And I love fun matches. I understand this is supposed to be a fun match. Like, for real, coming from me, one of my favorite, like, fun matches, pre-show matches, whatever you want to call them, was the WLC match between Hornswoggle and El Torito back in the day with 3MB and what were they? The bull guys. You know what I'm talking about. The Colognes when they dressed up. I can't remember their names. But like, so I'm not hating on this type of match at all. It just, for me, really green, and I did like some of the stuff that they did. But for me, Michael Nakazawa gets 2 thumbs up. Jabali will get a thumbs up because, as far as I'm concerned, he's never done it before, really. So, just placement. That's all for me. So then we get down to the main event, the main show, I will say. Kicking off the main show, we get Shima taking on Christopher Daniels. Now, Christopher Daniels has lots of respect for Shima. Shima, the same way. We saw them take on each other in the 6-man tag at the last show, Double or Nothing, with Strong Hearts taking on SCU. SCU was able to get the win here at the last show, so I picked Shima. Shima won this match. Good solid match between the two, which you would expect. 2 veterans of the ring. I believe Daniels is 49, Shima is somewhere 41, somewhere around there. They've wrestled each other all over the world, in Japan, in China. So Daniels knows Shima's style, Shima knows Daniels' style, and they really did a good job of telling that story in the ring. But when it came down to it, Daniels has been wrestling a lot of tag team matches. This is exactly what I said on the podcast. I said it was going to come down to that, and it did come down to that. Daniels, yes, he's a good singles wrestler, but he's been trying to get back into the swing of things as a tag team wrestler, that maybe Shima would have the upper hand here, and he did, and he pulled out the win. Lots of good stuff coming from Shima in this one, though. He got to showcase what he can do, really flying around the ring like that. Next up, we had the women's 3-way match, which was between Rijo, Yuka Sakazaki, and Nyla Beast the Rose. Nyla Rose the Beast. I don't know how or why I messed that up, but I did. So in this match, featured 2 girls that really showed off in that 6-woman tag match from the last time at Double or Nothing, in Rijo and Yuka Sakazaki, the Magic Girl, or the Magical Girl, whatever you want to call her. Those 2 are really standouts from that match, I thought. So it was cool to see them in the match. In this match, taking on Nyla Rose, who is a much stronger competitor. She's a lot bigger than them. She really got to show off what she can do in this one. I felt like in the first one at Double or Nothing, she didn't get to do too much, because I felt like Awesome Kong kind of took a lot of her thunder. So it was good to see her get to do a lot of double team maneuvers where they were Rijo and Yuka trying to take her out, and Nyla would counter, and vice versa. Rijo and Yuka had to tell the story of the 2 younger girls here trying to eliminate the Beast, Nyla, so they could try to fight it out between each other to get the win. They did a good job of telling that story. I really liked it, really enjoyed it. In the end, the one that I picked, again, Rijo, got the win, the youngest girl in this match, and I believe the youngest girl that they have on the roster, and she really kicked ass. All 3 of these girls really kicked ass. So for me, thumbs up. This match really got me going as far as my involvement, because Shima and Daniels was really good, but once the women got out there and really started, I started getting more like crawling up on my seat, you know what I mean? You get more and more, like, through the night goes on, you get more and more invested, and with this show, like, that really showed how I kind of was. I kept inching up, because when I watched it, I was at the Ring of Honor show in Philly, so when I got home, the Elite versus the Luchas had just ended, so I only got to see Mox versus Janela, and then I started all up again. So I had a long night, but I kept going. After like 4 hours of wrestling, watching Ring of Honor, I was still invested in AEW, which says a lot. I was up all night watching. It was great. Next match was the men's 4-way. Jungle Boy taking on MJF, taking on Jimmy motherfucking Havoc, and then taking on Adam Hangman Page. MJF came out before this match and cut a promo. It was pretty hilarious, actually. saying he used to like video games too, and then he lost his virginity, telling people that their mom swallows. Basically, one of the best heels right now is MJF. If you don't know, now you know. He really took like all that heat that he was getting from the crowd and just spit it right back out at them, and just it was great. I can't wait. This match shows you like these 4 guys here are going to be real big players for them, and I do mean that, and I do mean that as in competitors for titles, because Jimmy Havoc can beat the crap out of anybody. We're going to see that. You saw that in this match. You saw that a little bit in the Battle Royal where he was going toe-to-toe with Joey, like stapling the lit cigarette to Joey's head. I can't wait to see him and Darby in AEW, him and Mox in AEW, him and Cody, him and Pentagon. A lot of good matches are going to pop up for Jimmy Havoc. MJF, like I said, got to showcase what he can do on the mic and in the ring. Looks like he put on some muscles, a lot more muscle since the last time we've seen him. Jungle Boy. This guy's going to be a freaking star. This guy's, I think, 22, 23, 22 years old. This is how you build a star, guys. This guy right here. He comes out, a boy in his dinosaur, comes out on his dinosaur. They could be tag team champions, too. Him and Luchasaurus. I think they could. The sky is the limit, literally, for these guys. Jungle Boy has a very unique offense, and he's only going to learn more. I think it was Jericho or somebody who said, like, AEW, or maybe it was Tony Khan on somebody's podcast. I listen to so much shit, man, I can't remember. But basically saying that they're going to let these guys grow in the ring. Like, they're not going to wait for them to develop in a minor league system. They're going to let them develop in the ring. It's the only way they're going to get better. And you see that in Rijo. You see that in Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, Joey Janela, MJF. They have all these young guys who are already pretty good, and now under the guidance of Cody, Kenny, the Young Bucks, Jericho, they're going to get even better. And they already have shown they can do a lot, and they've already shown they've gotten better just since being signed by AEW. So I can't wait to see like these 4 guys in particular. Like, it kind of is going to be like the future, because Hangman is so young, MJF is so young, Jimmy Havoc is like a real dark horse for them. He's not the youngest guy there by any means, but he's a guy that needs to be showcased because he's been around so long and a lot of people don't know him. So I'm really excited for him. And Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, like I said, that like tandem is going to be awesome. And then just seeing what Jungle Boy can do by himself. So it was awesome. The thing in this that was interesting is like MJF, Jungle Boy, and Jimmy Havoc really got to show a lot. And Hangman was there, just kind of there for a little bit of the match. I don't know if he was selling injury, but the only thing he really got into was like towards the end, and he hit the, what do they call it, the dead eye, I think they're calling it now. Towards the end, I don't know if they're kind of just getting him that momentum when he's already shown, and then they want to really like kind of show what he can do at All Out. We'll see, but he got the win regardless and gets that momentum going into All Out and into Fight for the Fallen before them. All right, this next one is pretty crazy. Darby Allin versus Cody Rhodes. I recently got to see Darby a couple times. Once got to see him take on Pentagon at Northeast Wrestling last year. That was my first real forte into Darby Allin matches, and I was so impressed. And then I went to Evolve WrestleMania weekend and got to see Darby again, and again even more impressed. And then now Darby taking on Cody. You had a little bit of Darby style, you had a little bit of Cody style. Darby brought out the body bag with Cody's name on it, saying 1-1. That's going to be the end of Cody in AEW. That's going to be his record, 1-1. Couple things here. The backdrop, like the trust fall that Darby tried to do on the ring apron onto Cody, and then Cody moved. Holy shit, that had to hurt. I don't care who you are. I don't care who people say that's fake. Darby loves pain, but that's a little too much for me. Cody hit some pretty nasty crossroads in this one. But in the end, they actually went to a time limit draw, which they said they were going to do, and they already incorporated it. I think it's good to incorporate it now to let people know, like, hey, we are going to do this. I don't think they're going to do it as regularly. I think they just kind of wanted to get it out of the way. really build up Darby as one of those guys that can take a beating, because he did take a freaking beating, and you had the crowd chanting 5 more minutes after this one, which was awesome. But in the end, it was a time limit draw. Cody tried to get the pin at the end, but the time just ran out. And at the end of this, Shawn Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger, came out and hit Cody with a pretty nasty chair shot that at first looked like it hit him right on the front of the head, but at like second, third, fourth glance, Cody kind of moved and it ended up hitting him in the back of the head. So as Cody's laying there, just puddles of blood spewing out from the back of his head. And Shawn Spears just standing there staring at the camera. So the Young Bucks have said after that the chair was gimmicked. They've all said the chair was gimmicked, but obviously something went wrong with the chair because Cody wasn't supposed to have that happen. But he got 12 stitches or staples, something like that. No concussion. They did mention the CTE and the concussion protocol, which I think is awesome. Talk about that stuff. WWE doesn't touch on that stuff enough. Like, it's real stuff. They're fighting. Like, it's real. So, like, come on. Bring some realness to it. We're not idiots. Like, but I thought it was good in so many different ways. Yes, I know the chair shot was a little much, especially nowadays with the CTE and all the other things we know about brain injuries. If it was gimmicked and it just went wrong, then that's okay. But still, either way, probably not the right time to be doing it. But if it's a one and done type situation and Cody wanted it just to kind of get heat, whatever, it's working for that. But I just hope we don't see that too often, too much more, or at all, really. Maybe they learned a lesson from this. But again, the blood with Cody, getting some heat on Spears, which is good. Next match was the Elite, Kenny and the Young Bucks taking on the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. and Laredo Kid. I'm familiar with Laredo Kid, the name, not familiar with Laredo Kid, really the wrestler, so it was really cool to see him. Really my first time kind of seeing a full match of his. I've seen highlights, but never a full match. The Elite came out in Street Fighter outfits, well, the Young Bucks did as Kenny and Ryu. So after watching the Elite and listening to the Young Bucks talk, I guess Kenny's costume maker or whatever wasn't going to be able to get them his costume till Monday, so he had to kind of improvise, and that's why you saw him try to be a Kuma with just the hair painted and the thing on his back. I mean, and they still did a great job. I really can't get into this match too much because it was so freaking fast. But if you don't know by now who the Lucha Brothers are, and if you don't know who the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are, then I don't know why you're watching this video, but I'm glad you're here. But quite honestly, Kenny really brought back that funness that we haven't seen from him since he left New Japan. The fierceness, like the precision strikes that I felt were missing a little bit in his match with Jericho, that I know is more of a brawl. But good to see the Kenny with the intensity back here with the precision. Lucha Brothers, just holy shit, like the things that they can do are just insane. Like, seriously. But this match was just great, and the Elite ended up winning, so they all have a little bit of momentum going forward. And then our final match, they turned the lights off, and so this is a non-sanctioned match. So when we turn the lights back on, we will have a match between Jon Moxley, Joey Janela. There was everything in this match: barbed wire tables, barbed wire chairs. We had bare feet, thumbtacks. We had more thumbtacks. Moxley and Janela can take beatings, that's for sure. Moxley's back was really bleeding throughout. Janela's feet went straight into thumbtacks a few times, and then in the end Moxley hit him with a DDT onto the thumbtacks. These guys are crazy. Like, I can't do the things. The one, I think Janela hit elbow onto Moxley, who was outside the ring on the table, but Janela was on a ladder inside the ring, so that was like a holy shit moment right there. There were a lot of holy shit moments in this match, but in the end Mox would win after hitting that DDT on the thumbtacks. Really awesome to see. Like, this is what Mox wants to do, which is cool. And then after the match, Kenny comes out like running down the ring and just attacks Moxley all over the arena. And then over by the band area, which Blink 182 was supposed to perform, but they didn't come. So he hit him with the drumsticks, he threw him into the drums, and then he into the pool. What else? And then he hit him with the guitar, and that was like the final shot. So all in all, it was a fun show. Obviously not the quality of... like, Double or Nothing was great, All In was great. This was billed as a lesser pay-per-view. It was given away for free. I felt like there were some really good things in this match. I thought the Elite versus Lucha Brothers is one of the most athletic matches you're ever going to see. 6 of the most athletic guys you're ever going to see. Yes, I know, it's acrobatic, it's choreographed. So the fuck what? It's wrestling, man. It was a variety show of fun. Have some fun with it. The 4-way match, I thought, really brought out and showcased the guys that you're really going to see for years to come, and the guys that they're really pushing in Jungle Boy, MJF, Jimmy Havoc, Hangman Page, and even Luchasaurus in there too. Cody and Darby, again, establishing Darby as that guy that can take a beating, which is what you want. And getting that time limit draw doesn't automatically give Cody another win, and Darby doesn't automatically take another loss. So Darby's looking good here. And now you have another feud going forward, Cody and Shawn Spears, which possibly be for All Out now. Interested to see. I doubt that they're going to do that tag match with Cody and Dustin against the Young Bucks at Fight for the Fallen, but I guess we'll have to kind of stay tuned. It is 2 weeks away, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's not going to do that match. Because if they want him to fight at All Out, I would say don't have him fight there. And then Moxley and Kenny, really continuing that and building that match for All Out. And Janela taking another beating too. I mean, you got 3 guys tonight who took a beating in Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and then take your pick, MJF, Havoc, and Jungle Boy. All those guys really showed the younger crop of guys, lesser known guys, really stepped up and showed they're here, and you're going to remember who they are, and you're going to know them for a long time. So that's it for tonight. For today, I guess. I'm going to get ready to watch Monday Night Raw in about an hour or so. Please let me know what you thought of this. Follow us. I hope you've been looking down here on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Join our Facebook group. We have over 1,400 people. We have lots of fun in there. Debates. I put up polls. We had a fun time with Ospreay versus Rollins, which you can also hear me and Ace talk about that in our last podcast, which you can find anywhere. On YouTube. You can just get out of this and go check out the last video, which was our podcast. You can go on Spotify, you can go on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, seriously, anywhere. You can go anywhere and watch it and listen to it. Go to our Instagram, go to our Facebook, Twitter. I run the Twitter. I just have fun on there. So you can go on there and check out some videos and some pictures from Saturday night at Ring of Honor. Best in the World TV tapings. I'll talk really quick. I'll take about 2 minutes of your time for Ring of Honor. Best in the World. Real quick. Matt Taven is still your champion after beating Jeff Cobb at Best in the World. Still not a huge fan myself of Matt Taven, but he's growing on me. He's putting on matches and beating some quality opponents in Jeff Cobb and PCO and Jay Lethal. So got to give it to him for that. I'm hoping they eventually put the title on someone like a Bandito or a Roosh. Those are my guys. Or I really was hoping for Jeff Cobb there, to be honest with you. Bandito also lost to Shane Strickland for the TV title. So no gold for him either. I know I was trying to talk Ace into that happening, but neither of the guys got the gold. But we did see the 4th member of Villain Enterprises. If you go back, you can check out the 10 people that I thought it was going to be. I did a video, top 10 people who would join Villain Enterprises. You can go back and check that out. Wasn't any of the 10 people I thought, but I thought my people were pretty good. But it ended up being, spoiler alert, Flip Gordon. They're referring to him as the mercenary and the understudy. So Flip Gordon. And then he did a nasty 450 through a table Friday night at the pay-per-view. So Saturday night I unfortunately didn't get to see him wrestle, but I did get to see a 6-man tag between God, who was it? Who the heck? It was... Oh, Lifeblood versus Villain Enterprises. So that was a nasty match. And then I got to see something which was really cool. Dragon Lee and Roosh, who are brothers, take on the Briscoe brothers. I have a little bit of footage from that as well. So you can check that out, too. That's going to be on Ring of Honor TV. NWA, Eli Drake signed with NWA, he announced. So I got to see him wrestle a jobber, pretty much. We had a bunch of people from Monster Factory at the Ring of Honor taping, which was nice. That got to wrestle. Bandito, check out... I think I posted on Twitter. Check out Bandito doing his fall away slam backflip through a table off the top rope to win. That dude's insane. And he's only like 24, 26. Something. Like, he's in that range. He's insane. I got to see him and Flamita beat Chris Brooks and AR Fox, Dante Fox, for the Progress Tag Team Championships in Chicago, which was awesome. That was my first time really seeing those guys, and it was awesome. So I'm really happy to see Bandito doing well. But I would love Ring of Honor to put the strap on one of those guys. One of those straps. I mean, come on. You got Bandito, you got Roosh, you got Jeff Cobb. You got some really talented guys that are going to leave if you don't put the title on them, because they're giving you some quality stuff. Haskins. I mean, come on. But anyway, hope you like this video. There will be more to come. Lots more to come. Have fun. Check out Raw tonight. I'll be watching Raw, so probably get a nice video from me later this week about some WWE stuff. But that being said,